Rangers are moving fast in the transfer market again, and this latest target could completely transform the heart of their defense. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. After the massive success of Emmanuel Fernandez since arriving from Peterborough United, the Ibrox side are now reportedly pushing to land another towering Nigerian centre-back. And this one is already attracting attention from across Europe. According to reports from Give Me Sport and TalkSport journalist Ben Jacobs, Rangers are in advanced talks to sign highly rated defender Akpe Victory from Hungarian side Zalagazegi. And this isn't just another young prospect. Victory stands at a staggering 6 foot 5 inches tall, is only 19 years old, and is already being viewed as one of the most exciting defensive talents emerging from Nigeria. Rangers believe he could form a dominant partnership alongside Emmanuel Fernandez for years to come, a pairing that would instantly give the club one of the most physically imposing backlines in Scottish football. What makes this story even bigger is the level of competition Rangers are facing. The defender has reportedly been tracked by clubs in Germany, Spain and France, while Portuguese giants Benfica are understood to have already made their own approach. That means Rangers are battling some serious European interest to get this deal over the line. But despite that competition, Rangers are believed to be accelerating discussions and are now close to making an official offer. That alone suggests there's growing confidence inside Ibrox that they can convince the player his future belongs in Glasgow. Victory is currently contracted until 2028, with an option for a further year, meaning Zalagazegi are under absolutely no pressure to sell. Because of that, any move is expected to cost in the region of £4.5 million, a huge statement fee for a teenager with limited senior experience. However, Rangers clearly see something special. Despite making only 15 appearances this season, Victory has already shown flashes of the raw athleticism, aggression and aerial dominance that scouts across Europe are raving about. He's even chipped in with a goal, but it's his physical profile and long-term potential that have clubs circling. And when you look at how quickly Emmanuel Fernandez adapted and became a fan favourite, it's easy to understand why Rangers believe they may have found another gem. The idea of two 6'5" Nigerian defenders dominating Scottish football is already generating huge excitement among supporters online. This also feels like another clear sign of the direction Rangers are heading under the current recruitment strategy. Younger, more athletic, higher upside signings with serious resale value. Instead of short-term fixes, the club appear determined to build a squad capable of competing now while also creating major assets for the future. And if Rangers can beat Benfica and several top European clubs to the signature of Akpe Victory, it would send a huge message about the pulling power the club still has on the European stage. Now all eyes are on whether Rangers officially submit that bid, because this is a transfer story that suddenly looks like it's moving very quickly. In other news, Rangers and Celtic are now locked in a bitter off-field battle after the fallout from the explosive Old Firm Scottish Cup clash at Ibrox. And the financial dispute could become one of the biggest controversies Scottish football has seen in years. Reports, Rangers have slapped Celtic with a staggering 7-figure bill following the chaotic scenes that erupted after Celtic's dramatic penalty shootout victory back in March. Hundreds of away supporters flooded onto the pitch at full time, sparking scenes of disorder that allegedly left major damage throughout Ibrox Stadium. The biggest issue centers around the destruction of the stadium's high-tech LED advertising boards, with Rangers believing the total repair and replacement costs could exceed a jaw-dropping £1 million. And now, tensions between the two Glasgow giants have escalated even further, because Celtic have reportedly refused to pay the full amount demanded. Instead, Celtic are understood to have pointed Rangers towards Scottish FA regulations that they believe cap liability payments at just £50,000. Rangers, however, strongly disagree and believe the rulebook allows them to recover far more than that due to the scale of the destruction caused by the away support. That disagreement has now dragged the Scottish FA directly into the middle of the situation, with discussions already underway at Hampden as both clubs continue to argue their case. The dispute has become even more heated after Rangers reportedly withheld a six-figure payment owed to Celtic from ticket revenue generated during the cup tie. Under Scottish Cup rules, Celtic sold around 7,500 tickets for the Broom Loan stand, and both clubs are entitled to split the income. But Rangers are refusing to release the money while the damage compensation row remains unresolved. At the centre of the argument are conflicting Scottish FA rules. Rangers are relying heavily on Rule 24.2, which states that any club whose supporters are responsible for damage inside a stadium can be held liable for all repair costs incurred by the venue owner. Rangers believe that wording clearly supports their claim for compensation far beyond the £50,000 figure Celtic are citing. Celtic, meanwhile, are leaning on Rule 24.7, which specifically states that compensation linked to supporter misconduct cannot exceed £50,000, excluding VAT. They've also referenced Rule 33.5, which outlines that all payments due between clubs should be settled within 5 working days. The entire situation threatens to become a major legal and political headache for Scottish football authorities, especially given the already toxic atmosphere surrounding the fixture. And this isn't the first time Rangers have publicly criticised the behaviour of sections of the Celtic support following that match. The club previously condemned damage to seats in the Broom Loan stand and also hit out at offensive graffiti referencing the victims of the Ibrox disaster, an incident that caused outrage among Rangers supporters. Because of the severity of everything that unfolded, the Scottish FA appointed independent investigator Mark Blackburn to oversee a full review into the events surrounding the matchday chaos. That investigation is examining everything from crowd control and stadium security to decisions made before, during, and after the game, all with the aim of preventing similar scenes in future high-risk Old Firm clashes. Now though, the focus has shifted toward the potentially enormous financial consequences. If Rangers succeed in forcing Celtic to pay anything close to the full amount being claimed, it could set a massive precedent for Scottish football moving forward. But if the SFA sides with Celtic and enforces the £50,000 cap, Rangers may be left facing a repair bill worth hundreds of thousands or even millions themselves. Either way, this Old Firm fallout is far from over.